and welcome to a different type of video that I have done on this channel ever before, and welcome to my laundry room. I feel like I don't have a great place with good lighting in my house for this, so I'm gonna start it here. So as you have seen from the title of this video, this is a travel sketchbook tour. Now I have to have a disclaimer. I am not an artist. And I mean, I guess technically anybody that makes art is an artist, and that is what I did on this trip to Alaska, which you're gonna see some shorts next week of what I did on the trip and everything like that, the actual travels. But I created art on my Alaska trip because I've been seeing people say that keeping a travel journal is just a really great way for you, of course, to have wonderful memories of your trip. And I like drawing, I like watercolor. I am not a professional. I do not have a background in art. I'm not very good, but I'm making this video just because I feel like sharing my art to show other people that they don't have to be afraid of showing their art. Again, I cannot stress this enough. I am not an artist. I know that this art is not good, and that's not the goal of it for it to be good. The goal is to have like a practice and have fun creating and expressing yourself, and it's just a fun way to document your adventures that is just slightly different than taking videos and taking pictures. So hopefully you enjoy this. I'm going to keep doing travel sketchbooks. I actually started one for the Europe trip that I did last summer. I have not finished it though because I didn't do it during the trip, I did it afterwards. So when I finish that, I will also show you on here. And my question to you is, do you keep a travel sketchbook? Do you like drawing? Do you like watercolor? What's your favorite medium? Do you think that it's scary to put your art out there if you aren't an artist? And again, I am probably gonna get so many comments saying like, I can't believe that you're showing this to us because they're so terrible. Some of them I think are okay paintings, but a lot of them is like, what the heck was I thinking? What was I doing? It's nothing special, but I just thought I would show you. And this, I should show you my sketchbook to start with. This is the sketchbook that I have. I started this, I don't even know where the front is. I started this at the start of summer. And now I have some stuff from a summer trip in it. So there's some things that I'm gonna skip over because it is not related to my Alaska trip. I'm just gonna show you that part of it and then continue filling it in as summer progresses. I'm actually leaving in 2 days from when I'm filming this for another trip to Europe from England to Iceland, which I'm incredibly excited for. And I bought another one of these sketchbooks just to fill that in with pictures from that trip, because that's 2 weeks long. I think we're gonna have more things to put in it, so I thought I needed an entire one. This is the Strathmore 400 series watercolor sketchbook. I don't know what size this is, probably like 7.5 by 6. I have no idea. But it's the watercolor version. I have another one that's mixed media and it has smoother papers, and that's the one I bought for my next trip because I think I prefer that one more just because of the smoothness. So I can do like markers and like glue things in easier without having ridges, but this was still really good for the trip that I took. I feel like I'm out of breath because there's so much to say. I realized I should also tell you what I brought for tools. So the main thing that I used while I was traveling is this Koi watercolor palette that my aunt bought me years ago when I first started to tell her that I wanted to get into watercolor, and she knows that I enjoy creating art even if it's nothing special. It is so messy right now. It just has 12 colors in it, and I really enjoy this for traveling. It's a good size. It has a little water brush with it, so I mean, you don't have to carry anything big with you. This was the only thing that I took with me, and then some of the art that I did in the book I did after the trip at home, and I used my regular like watercolor palette for it with some various brushes that, I don't know, they're nothing fancy, Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby. The one thing that is frustrating about this thing, I guess there's two things, is only one brush size. And then the second thing is that since it's a water brush, it makes like cleaning the palette and cleaning the brush itself a little more complicated, I guess, if you want to like really, I guess, like protect the integrity of your colors. So notice how muddy this is. If I used black with this brush, then immediately everything would become darkened, and there was really kind of no way around it, especially if I was like painting on the go when I wasn't next to water or a sink. So I had to conserve my water because I couldn't pour more in. One more thing I'll say before I get into the actual sketchbook is that the majority of the art that I did in my stateroom on the cruise. So we took an Alaskan cruise that was 7 days, and there weren't a whole lot of opportunities while we were in Alaska for me to just sit down and paint, which honestly, I didn't really need. I think that a lot of like travel watercolor artists or artists in general do that. But I just thought I want to appreciate where I am while I'm there, I guess, without having to worry about sketching something or taking up the time of the people that I'm traveling with. So I would just take pictures and then just draw in my stateroom when other people went back for a nap or something like that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the sketchbook. Okay, I struggled so hard to get the right setup, but I think I finally have it, or at least close enough. So I'm just going to start first by showing you some beautiful stickers that are not my artwork. I wish they were one day. This is what I aspire to be. So in the front, I've seen so many people put stickers in their sketchbooks before, and I just love it. So I have a couple from Alaska, Juneau, Victoria. I think this is one of the most stunning pictures, stickers I've ever seen. This was from a student, very sweet. And this was when I got this sketchbook. And then on the back side, this is from a coffee shop in Seattle that my husband and I went to called Storyville, I think. They were giving those away for free, which was very nice. Highly recommend it if you go. People are really nice, the coffee's great. If you sign up for their email list, then you get a free mug. Then one from Skagway. This is so cool. This is John Muir's face, which I think is just wild. And this is from Glacier Bay. So together, my husband and I are trying to see all of the national parks, U.S. national parks, someday within our lifetime. And this was the second one that we had been to together. And this was one of, the big draws for people to go to Alaska on a cruise. And they had the National Park Service on the ship, which was really cool. And they were selling stuff like this and giving stamps for passport books. And then this, I just took off of my grilled cheese from Beechers in Seattle. It is right by the market, another place I highly recommend out there. So now I will get into the sketchbook. Oh my gosh, this is so nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh, okay. Wow, looking at this first page makes me think, holy moly, I have no business sharing my art on here. But I hope, again, it inspires you to share some of your artwork and not be afraid to create, even if you have no professional talents or any teaching like that. So we flew out of Santa Ana. We had just a direct flight, really easy on Alaska Airlines to Seattle. I tried to draw the Alaskan Inuit on Alaska Airlines tail. Did not work, looks horrendous, hate it. I tried to do the actual look of him, did not work. So that's why it looks so cartoonish and simple. I do like this Seagrams that I did, and I think that the colors could have been more vibrant, but I think that's partly because it's watercolor. Then over here, this was the first thing that I did on board the ship. So I drew my little ID card, some trees because Seattle's so green with all the rain. This is supposed to be the Space Needle. It looks wild. This was a hotel that was on the water right in front of where our ship was docked. And I thought next time I come here, I would love to stay here. This painting is not my fave. I did this on my birthday though, my 26th birthday. I put 6/4/24. I said no better way to spend a birthday, which is true. That day was a day at sea and we saw so many whales and I thought I want to try and paint the whales. Did not come out how I expected, but I am happy that I just created something on that day. Next, so this is our first stop in Alaska and it was Juneau. So again, not the best drawings, I don't love them, but I just drew some of the things that we saw. So again, a bunch of trees, we saw so many whales. I put down here, God's creation and imagination are unreal. And if you don't know, I am a Christian and that's really the main reason that I want to paint, because I think that creating and trying to capture God's creation is just a wonderful like form of worship. Anything that we do can be seen as worship if it's honoring to God. Then I drew, this is so horrifying, I drew an eagle. This is supposed to be one of the bald eagles that was circling our ship as we were going into Juneau. I do not think it looks like one. It looks kind of scary. And then this was a cable car that I think would have been fun to go on, but it was closed because of a bunch of rain. This is the Red Dog Saloon. Not the greatest representation of it, but I just did it really quick just because I thought that it was a fun place. This has been around for years and years and years, and me, my husband, and my parents just stopped in and got a root beer, which was really fun. They have the same old guy that's singing silly old songs that has been there ever since I came here the first time years ago. I really have enjoyed using my sketchbook, not just as a place to draw, but also as a place to like write down fun memories. So I put up here that my grandma's brother, my great uncle David, he was on the trip with us, and he was saying, I mean, he's like from the desert, goes hunting all the time. The one time that he ever had trouble killing an animal was a goose who he had on the chalking block. He said he kept looking up at him and he couldn't do it, which I just think is adorable. Next, we have Skagway. So both of these are from Skagway. On the left here, I do really like how this turned out, probably because I was copying something else. So when we were in Skagway, they have this free little museum that's in a like storefront tucked into the back. It's called the Corrington Museum of Alaskan History. And I saw this art. I love this old style line art that I don't even know what, time frame it's from, like probably 1800s, 1900s, but just old worldy. And this was an advertisement for a whale importer, and well, whale bone and oil. I was obsessed with it. I wanted to recreate it. The original is of course better, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'm not so happy with how the bottom of this page turned out. These beads are hideous. I was just rushing to fill this page. This was actually the last page that I filled that I needed to get done before filming this. And then this down here is Loman Alaskan reindeer, and it was advertised as an ideal quick lunch, which I think is really funny. There's just a lot of cool history in this museum, so since it's free, especially recommend. This is the Skagway train. I have been to Alaska 3 times now, and my family has been on a lot of other train trips, so I think that that makes us think that we don't need to do this every time we come, but every time I come, I regret not doing it. And we didn't do it this time, and I'm a little bummed about it, but it's okay. It's still fun getting to see it pass by you in Skagway. Next are some stamps first that I got from the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park. There was a little kiosk where you could go and get it stamped. We had the greatest fish and chips I've ever had, and it was, gosh, where was it? I think it was called, let's see, do I have it here? Oh yeah, Skagway Brewing Company. Some of the best halibut fish and chips I've ever had. They had these really cool smokestacks where like the dining area was, so I painted that. They have malt vinegar that I just thought was fun just to commemorate it. And then when we came back onto the ship, then I just sat in the observation lounge with my husband and did teeny tiny little sketches of people that were walking back onto the ship. They didn't turn out great, but the fact that they're really simple and kind of just line art and not colored, I think helps to just make them kind of fun and quirky. Then over here, I really hate this color scheme. I don't know what I was thinking, except that I probably thought I just need to fill a page. We went to a cute little coffee shop and I tried to paint the outside. It looked nothing like this. This is a terrible representation of it. This is also a terrible representation of a delicious Klondike Doughboy. It's like a flat churro, fried bread. This looks crazy. It looks like I spilled my paint, but the actual Doughboy is delicious and you need to go. Here's one more drawing of Skagway. This, I think I also painted while we were like waiting for dinner after Skagway and we were still docked, and I think it was in the observation lounge, like where I painted all those people. I really like how this turned out. Is it perfect? Heck no. But I still like it, you know, and I'm not a crazy talented artist. I'm not an artist, but I think it turned out nice. I like the lettering I did. I like this little house that was in the distance. And again, I'm not creating like the most museum-worthy art. It's not museum-worthy at all. It's hardly even YouTube-worthy. But looking at these pictures now, it does bring back like a different type of emotion than just looking at pictures or videos. And I'm curious, if you are an artist, do you feel the same way? This, oh my gosh, I hate this page. This isn't Glacier Bay. This is supposed to be a freaking glacier. Does not look like it. White is so difficult with watercolor because you can't really use white. You just have to leave the paper blank to show white. And I'm not good at that. I'm not good at thinking ahead in that way. And I'm just going to pass over this because I hate it so much. This is much better. This right side, I just filled in with the like pictures from the pamphlet of Glacier Bay from the National Park Service, again, who came on shift when we were there. And I just thought it was cool to see like where it's located in Alaska. I had no idea that it was so close to Canada, which is where the border is right here. And Glacier Bay is here. We went to Marjorie. I think we saw the John Hopkins. And anyways, I just filled up a page like that because I thought it was cool. I copied this, which turned out terribly, from this pamphlet. The only thing that I really like is this little otter. I think he's pretty cute. He has a sweet little face. He's not perfect, but I still like him. And we actually saw otters in the water, which was really cute. And they're just so fun and playful. We probably saw a dozen of them. Next, we are in Ketchikan. This spread I do really like. So this was June 7th, and it's just a bunch of random little things that we saw in Ketchikan. And I feel like even throughout this trip, I've seen my art change and my art style change. I don't even really think that I have a style, but like the way that I created this spread is different than the stuff before it. So I feel like here I was starting to actually take my time and like work to make something beautiful, maybe because I knew that I was gonna be posting it. I love this center part here. This is not original, I just took it from the Ketchikan City Center. But it was Alaska's first city and the salmon capital of the world, which I did not know or didn't remember, even though I've been here before. And they had these cute little signs, and it was really bright and vibrant, and I just wanted to recreate it. Next, back to some stuff that I hate. This was a little pier in Ketchikan. I don't love the colors. I don't like the way that it turned out. This, I dislike a little bit less, but still do not love it. This is when we are now in Canada. So this is the Parliament building. They had cool street lamps. We were by the water. It was my husband and my 5th wedding anniversary, so we kind of stayed out for a little bit together and just got a couple drinks by the water. So I painted these boats. This was my drink that I got, and the Canada flag. Again, don't love it. Oh, Canada. That's their song. It's not my favorite. Okay. Also not my favorite. I feel like the theme of this is not my favorite. But there are things that I like on here. So Victoria is where we were in Canada, and it is nicknamed the City of Gardens, which if you have ever been there, you will know why. The flowers that I kind of like and I want to practice doing more of are the pansies. They are not perfect. The colors didn't bleed like I kind of wanted them to, but of the flowers on here, I think that those are my favorite, and seeing how Victoria did their pansies and having them all over the place made me realize that I actually really do like them. And I usually don't plant them because I think that they're kind of difficult to grow. That's probably just me though, but I love them. I also love hydrangeas. I don't love the way that this turned out, don't love the way the African daisies turned out, but I have a lot of African daisies in my yard, but they're all purple, and I love this color variation, no matter how muddied it is on this page. And then alliums are incredibly difficult to paint, but I love just how whimsical and Dr. Seuss-like they look. And then these are beautiful wisteria. I painted purple, but there were white ones in Victoria, which I thought were really cool. Next is this, the Empress. I don't know what happened with these colors. It got very muddied, but I really like how this turned out. I kind of like the shadows. I don't think that they're perfect. Shadows are something that I will forever struggle with, I think, in creating like realism and depth. But I do really like the way that this turned out. I love the Empress Hotel. My family has had tea there before. We didn't get to have it this time because it was such a short stay. But I just think it's great. And I don't know. This one makes me happy because I took my time on it more than other ones. Again, even though you can clearly tell like it's imperfect. There's a lot of spaces that are even missing colors and the lines aren't straight. I wasn't using a ruler or anything. I don't even know how that could be considered the Canada flag, but I like how this turned out. And then I think this is my favorite spread, this last one. I love these colors. So this is my spread for Seattle. My husband and I had a wonderful time there. We stayed a little bit later than others because we had a different flight. So we got to go to downtown for a bit. And I just love the way that these colors came together. I made this on the plane on the way home, and it turned out so well that I started to feel bad about my other art that I created because I like these colors so much more and the way that I created this spread. We went to the public market. We again went to Storyville Coffee. This is not what their cups look like, so I don't like that part. This was a part of Storyville. We went to Beechers. I loved all the flowers in the market. I like this little crab, how he kind of has a little smile. That was an accident, but I still like it. I like the way that the shrimp turned out. I just really like this page. Like I look at it and it just makes me happy and brings me joy. And I guess that's it. So I think I'm just gonna leave it on this page right now and just tell you guys, thank you so much for watching, making it through this video with me. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a comment. If you are an artist and you make art while you travel, like let me know in the comments because I would love to see yours as well. And let me know if you would like to see more of these. Again, even though I am not the most talented artist out there, not really an artist, but just having fun doing it. If you enjoy seeing a mediocre painter show off their artwork, then let me know and I could definitely do more of these. Thank you guys, bye.